thing. I'll just say that.
All right, we are back in our studio kitchen once again with registered dietitian nutritionist Monique Richard, who has got a beautiful setup for us this morning. You always outdo yourself. They're always just so pretty. I'm always, I want to come have brunch at her house.
Please.
Everything looks lovely as we get ready for a very big weekend. And you and Chris were talking about your flowers, which gorgeous, these cookies.
Yeah.
And I did try the lemonade, Chris, and it is delicious with the lavender.
Yes, it is. My husband kept taking some sips and he's like, this is really good. I really like this.
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah,
very nice. Well, now we're talking a little bit about food safety.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested in this education because you always hear kind of bits and pieces and you want to make sure what you're using in your kitchen is safe for you and your family.
That's exactly right. So when we think about food safety, we think about temperature of meats and we think about washing your hands, but we also want to think about our cookware and our utensils. There's a lot of chemicals in our environment, especially in the last 10, 20, 50 years. And so we really want to eliminate and limit those chemicals that we're exposed to that could be mixed in our food. So we want to be careful about cookware, and sometimes it takes an investment. We only have enough money for one or two, but they can be multi-purpose. So cookware best practices are going to be things like stainless steel. Glass is going to be great, but obviously you don't want to do hot to cold quickly. It could shatter. Stainless steel, I think I've had this pan in my family for over 25 years.
Ooh, nice. So it's a good investment.
It's a long-term investment. It conducts heat really well. You do want to be careful with the utensils you use on stainless steel. It can scratch easily, and you don't want scratches. You don't want chips or pits because that can then go into your food, okay? So watch out for Teflon, non-stick, those types of things because they can break down and end up in our food, and we do not want that in our system at all.
We're so tempted because they are so easy, but you can see how quickly that can come off.
That's exactly right.
You can almost do it with your fingernails. It's just
and use over time with that heat, it's just not a good combination. So those infomercials that are so appealing, right? You get all this set for $60 or whatever. It's just not a great idea. So do your homework. Most of them are aluminum. We don't want that as a base either, even though it conducts heat really, really well and cooks evenly. We don't want just aluminum.
Okay.
So things like iron, right? Cast iron skillets or enamel covered iron is a good idea.
Everybody at home was like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh, I know. It's
please
a good
don't tell
region.
me I have to get rid of my cast iron.
No, cast iron is great. You do want to be careful if you have hemochromatosis, which is an iron overload. It does add iron to your food, so you do want to be careful. You do want to season it, meaning using olive oil, butter, cook it, and just wipe it out. Don't use harsh chemicals. Don't put it in the dishwasher. The air is going to oxidize it, so keep it moist with some oil, keep it stored and dry, and again, just wiping it out. It's called seasoning it.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
And utensils.
Utensils, you do want to be careful. Again, silicone, not nylon, not plastic. Plastic is going to break down. If you start to see those little chips, where do you think those go?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you have to think about that. Stainless steel utensils, again, nylon, wooden spoons are great, but again, if they're starting to break down, throw it out. Same with cutting boards. You don't want plastic cutting boards. You want glass, you want wood, you want bamboo. It makes a lot of sense to, again, look at those like ridges that the knives cut. We don't want that in our food. Even the littlest can be harmful.
Okay, important information. Everybody's going through their drawers and their cabinets today, thanks to Monique.
Yes.
If you would like more information, you can always check out her website. It is eatrightrx.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good stuff. We'll be right back.